reverse. What was that all about? That's the topic of today's video. It's Caner Tip Tuesday, and we're talking about the missing half of cane mastery, ACSD mastery, and that's the empty hand. So don't go anywhere. A warm welcome to all, and especially if you're here for the first time. Listen, if you've been watching these videos and you're digging them, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And avail yourself of the number one, the free resource that is the no-cost cane clarity. You do that by texting CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be in a conversation with you. We actually schedule the time to give you our undivided attention and discuss what it is that's attracting you about this. The most important thing, how are you going to get cane trained right in the comfort of wherever you are? That's what we do. We deliver the training worldwide. So go ahead and do that now. And also you have as free resources, Facebook groups that are now open to the general public. Read the description below, request entry, they will let you right in. About 30 years ago, decades ago, when ACSD came to be from day one, it was put together as a cane empty hand system, both seamlessly tied in. So the way it would happen at the headquarters is we demonstrate anything with the cane, we would work on it. It could be an application, a concept, a principle, and then you would set the cane down, and then we would show you in ACSD, it's called an empty hand translation. We're in the midst, we're actually completed now week 2 of the CaneFlow 6-week, the 6-week collective there. And week 2, the emphasis was on fist flow. Fist flow is the extension of how you're doing the CaneFlow with the empty hand. And so this is gonna fit right in there. I'm gonna give you a visual. First of all, the way I put that system together, if you only know the cane, if you only know the cane material, you're operating at 50%. Obviously, I would want, and I would imagine you would as well, to have the full strength ACSD material. That's what I recommend to those that are coming in to the Cane at Home 6-week challenge, right? Don't just do the Cane at Home 6-week challenge. Do the bundle. You're gonna save big doing that. You get a chunky discount when you're first coming in, and you get everything. Your eyes are gonna be open to what these movements mean. Let me explain. When you start moving with this tool, and in ACSD, this is known as a 1, and this is known as a 2. Even when you ask this at the advanced or master level, say, well, what am I doing when I do this? Everybody understands it's pretty straightforward. ACSD, mostly an empty hand system, hammer fist system, takes into consideration that your hand might not be conditioned. You can fracture your hand. So it has these kinds of movements in there. So when you look at it, you say, well, those are strikes. I can see your 1, I can see the 2. The truth is, Vanessa will help me out with this, so thank you for that. If I come in here and I do something like this, look at that instinctive reaction to go ahead and stop me here and say, well, what do I do? Well, this movement happens to be the exact same movement that I can come in here with. You see how it locks? I call it commutative lock. It locks everything up. My strike is able to go through. Say, okay, well, that's pretty cool. But it's not just that. Movements that you have, did you see this movement, right? Keep that in mind, because you do this, and most of you miss this aspect of it when you're coming in and moving. This is a shot. This in ACSD is known as a low 4, and now you're coming in with a 1. You see her trying to stop me there again. But let's assume I'm coming here. Yep, she puts that hand in here. I come in, I strike low. There's my hand. When I come over, that's the lock. It's that same lock that she had stopped me up here with. That means that a possibility is that if she grabs that wrist, she's going to pull me, or I have a tool in hand. See, here now she's pulling. I come over. It's very short, and it gives you the principles. Notice I'm not doing it from here. Why? Because part of the principles of the cane and ACSD, again, the cane teaches the empty hand. When you're doing movements like this, you're going to bring that back. It doesn't matter that I might end up with a cane here. My cane may be hanging here. When I bring it, there are principles. I got to bring that back into my center line, or I'm going to have to turn and bring that same deal when I get stopped out here or whatever it is. When I go to move with this, she stops me here. There it is. I come in here. You see that I'm moving her over, because if not, the application still, this is pretty easy. This just breaks right through that grip. It's pretty easy to move with. So she stops. I'm not going to try to force it there. The principle is I turn here and here, and I cover myself in the event that other hand is coming in, right? I get to cut the whole thing right through there. So the movement and the principles start teaching you how to, let's do one from this high, how to tie both of those in. So I'm coming in here, same concept. You know this as a 5. You say, well, that's a strike. You say, well, this is a strike as well. And you're right, those are strikes. They can be strikes. Same deal here. When I go to move, she has it. This here, that's your lock. And it's working both ways. Wood on bone hurts, but it's also locking this up. You see the L or S shape, and you're cutting right through the center. You're removing, you're going. Same concept here. I say, hey, listen, I don't want any, and boom. And guess what's coming right after? Yeah, that's going to come right after. So when I cut, it throws off the biomechanics. You okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. So I'm going to do it from here so they can see it, look at it from this angle. When I do this slowly, that's the lock that I'm doing. So that strike, in essence, turns into a lock. So the strikes, so the movements are not what they seem at first glance. You say, hey, this is pretty obvious. I know that that's a strike, so when you don't have it, I just do this. Well, it's the anatomical targeting, no doubt about it. Why? She throws a strike here. You know to knock this down. You know that as a 1. You come right back. We don't recommend going to the head unnecessarily. You're going to destroy anything. Destroy the attack, not necessarily the attacker. This might be enough. And if that's not enough, the clavicle fractures. You're having an upward movement. If she throws a strike, bang, you know that to be a 2. It's coming up here. So is it only a strike? So when you strike, bang, and then you have your 2 coming in here, which fits him perfectly. But take a look at this. Again, she throws the strike, and I caught it here. There goes the styloid process of the wrist. I have my follow-up, wherever it is to incapacitate. Does that mean I'm going to strike that? Or can it be this, right? That lock that brings... It's the same patterns, the same movement. Slow here, bang, to bring this down and bring her head below the waist, which throws off the biomechanics. That's the connection. And that is, if you're only doing the cane, you're missing a world of potential in terms of application and just the understanding for your own practice. Not to mention that if your interest is self-protection, I've said this many times before, I don't care what tool it is, an over-reliance on any tool, and I'm a tool guy, love them. It's not just canes. This is Bram's tool, by the way. Big fan, as you all know. I'm a tool guy, but an over-reliance on any tool is dangerous, right? And as far as CaneFlow goes, look, I can lose my cane in the midst of battle. I can forget my cane. I can drop the tool. I can lose it, but I can't lose my flow, right? So think about that. And listen, the best way to learn about this, what you need to do, just believe me, you won't regret it. Text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. Schedule your call, because I know your head is going like this now. And those of you that said, oh, I was thinking of only doing this, but now this makes total sense. Now I see it. Give us a call. If you're already enrolled in the cane, let's talk about how we can make it happen with the empty hand. And not only that, let's just see where you're at right now and what we need to do. You're going to walk out of there with the information that you need to really have a functional cane practice. Okay, make it happen. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. The empty hands, you came to the world with these. Let's put them to good use. Stay safe.